we're creating our class person. Person has name. Person has address. If you're creating class, you should say that we're hiding data from outside, and we're creating public field, which is constructor person, and we're passing parameter string as string name and string address. You see name and address. Basically, it's constructor to initialize those properties because it's private. And then if you need to get some information or to string as you created as example, you create separate function or you create separate functions to get some values like name and address. String get name. It's old way to implement getter, like string get address. And return address. Instead of those writings, you're able to use generator alt insert to generate all that code. And we created our person class, which has name, address, and so on. Next step, when you implement person, you should implement your employee class employee, and it should extend or inherit from person because employee is person. And when you say that person, you should write public, because if you write not public, you're not able to create instances of that or use that class outside. Public by default we're writing here, and we should add double salary, which is private. Salary. And now instead of writing myself, I just generating constructor salary. As you see here, it's generated constructor. It's a different one. Here is old school constructor. Here it's new way constructor. Basically, it's do the same. And why it's, as you see here, more properties? Because employee is a person. So you're just appending new parameter salary when you're creating your employee. You're able to create, if you would like, basically able to remove that, I think. Oh no, we're just leaving like this. Yeah, because we should use salary then. Yeah, if we're using new addition property like salary, we are appending and we're pointing to that, to person constructor as a reference. You don't need to make that multiple copies of each variable, just add address to those fields, and we're adding new property salary. But we're not using in our employee class. We should move forward and go implement class waitress. Class waitress, which extends employee, public, sorry. Employee. Basically, we should add constructor, which is adding employee, NA, and salary. Now we think that why we need to add that many constructors in each class. Basically, it says that we have original constructor, which has 2 parameters. We appending one more parameter, and then we just redirecting or make chain to the root class, to the parent class. Because you see, we doesn't have any name in waitress class, because we should add reference to that, to the root class. And for that reason, we're able to create later using waitress, and it will be the person and employee. Basically, it's child class, which is employee and person, waitress. And when you're creating waitress, you're able to get name and get address. Basically, those properties or functions come from person class, get name. But you should follow and use constructor with parameters like N, A, and salary, name, like Susie, and address like Sinska. And here the salary, for example, 500 maximum. I'm not sure is it more paying for that. For waitress, you add salary. What is the difference between waitress and employee? The difference between that type, because it's not finished yet, or you don't know what is employee, which type of employee here. For that reason, when you make any object-oriented programming software, you should always have final object which is not abstract, because employee is really abstract. Person, it's also abstract. Person maybe employee, maybe visitor. Employee, we know that a smaller group, but we know that there is more employees than waitress only. And basically, why it's great to have that connection, because later you're able to create employee list if you would like, vector of employees. Or you would like to create a list of person, like persons, doesn't matter, it's only employees or person list. You're able to manage either those objects. You're able to group like employees, persons, and so on. And when you have that type hierarchy here, it's much easier and flexible way you're able to manage your software. Basically, you know that waitress able to bring menu and write down, and we should implement those functions. Void bring menu. We implemented, yeah. Cout waitress. Oh, sorry. Give waitress added menu on table. We just try to write some code, which is any code here, you're able to implement any function here. Why it's yellow, it's maybe static. No, we don't need a static. Bring menu and write down order details. Write down order details. There is some function here, write down. Oh, and here you're also able to create other class, which is visitor. which is also person. Or if you say visitor is employee, no, it's not. It's not getting salary. You see that is person. And when you're creating a list, you're able to add to person list your visitor, but you're not able to add employees list. And it's like you're countering that. Visitor, public, person. And we should implement constructor. I'm just generating because it's repeating over and over. Like we're just creating our person, which is visitor. And now visitor visitor able to pick from menu. Or opens menu or so. I don't know. Yeah, here you need to think maybe waitress bring menu returns menu. When you have public function waitress, bring menu function will add it menu on table and return that menu, or give to visitor. Now we should create our menu. And it's really hard to menu. We should create our class menu. And maybe we don't need as employee have menu field. We need maybe to have some money, wallet, and maybe it has 500 by default. And yeah, for menu I will create static menu, for example, class menu. And in our menu we should create name and or class item food. Okay, string name, price and quantity. Gerai, name, price, quantity. Maybe we don't need a quantity in food. Okay, we're just creating like this quantity. Maybe we need, maybe not. Food will be our menu item. And menu will have our list of, vector of food. Menu items. Menu has menu items. How to create it? private and public, and we adding void add to menu food. Basically, we're adding our food to menu because menu is empty by default when you're creating, and we have empty constructor. It's not visible. But when we're creating menu items, we're able to add to menu. And later, waitress, instead of bring menu, we are also creating some items in menu, for example. You're able to adding in any place. I don't know at the moment which way it's better to add those menu items. Because if you're designing your software, you should create like separate option, create menu, create restaurant menu, then add menu to restaurant, and so on. Maybe we just removing that also. It's too complex in our scenario at the moment. During that single lecture, better smaller piece now. And now I think that we're done with our design in our that website. And now we writing code. Menu, add to menu. We need to add food. Food. Steak. Price 15.24, quantity 1. Food. And we adding another option. Maybe not. Fish. Or salmon. Okay. We're just filling with some items in our menu. Basically, waitress has a function which is bring menu. See what we have, or gives that object like menu to employee or to visitor. And waitress also has like able to write down details for order or to do more functions, like I'm not implementing now, but be able to add more functions for waitress. And now as a visitor, okay, simple function like in real world, ask or menu. Ask for menu. And it really depends, but we passing waitress. Because we face to face with waitress, we know which waitress we asking at the moment. But I'm not sure we able to guarantee that we fixing that waitress, because there are some restaurants where able when waitress take order, other bring order, and so on. And basically we just ask for menu which waitress we see here. Okay. Let's try to up that code and to see is it working and or not. Yeah, it's okay. We asking for menu waitress, and we should call our bring menu, but it's pointless or useless here. We should return that menu, because we asking for menu, we able to read later. Instead of void, we able to create a menu, and we returning menu object because we need menu. We asking waitress, we know which waitress returning menu object, and later we using that visitor able to use menu. Okay, we have waitress Susie, and we are visitor, like able to create in any place, like visitor, and visitor has some properties like name and address. Name Tom, address basically it's 10, for example. Any visitor waitress without salary. Visitor ask for menu waitress, and basically this function returns menu. It's possible to see when we're calling. Yeah, I know how to call that, but yeah, we see that our public function visitor ask for menu returns menu. In class visitor is implemented a function which is returning menu. That means we're able to write like variable menu, like ask for menu, and we passing waitress because we need to know we need some contact between other employee or person to get menu, and we getting our menu. Basically able to say that of course we able to move that logic outside main if you'd like, but we leaving here. You say that hi or hi waitress, I need menu, just, and basically when you're asking, you just getting that menu. And when you're passing waitress, waitress, what we able to make that? Bring menu. Oh, maybe it's call automatically waitress here. Your menu. Would you like to offer? Just we creating some dialogue between the waitress, and when you bringing menu, when you calling function, basically executing the code inside here. And now we try to run our program. Hi waitress, I need waitress. We able to add the name. Hi. And waitress get name. Hi. Just instead of waitress, like, hi Susie. Maybe we already know that name. Hi Susie, I need menu. Here are your menu. Would you like to offer? And basically, you or what would you like to offer something? Just start talking, and if no, you just say that. I don't know, just be able to create if statement, like if you don't want at the moment, you just look to a menu, for example. Just for example, boolean bool offer now is offer now. For example, say false. This is offer now, we just talking. False. We just say that start offering. See which drinks you would like to offer. Well, maybe here's the first question. Else, if we say the false, we not executing that line, and we just go to else part. And for the else part, we should look to menu, and menu has items. We should create getter or get menu items, like vector food get menu items, and we returning our menu items. Basically, that's it for our case to read all menu. And now we just call loop, or we able to create vector also for vector is from menu items, which is food. Food list of food list. Okay, we just creating food list, for example, and it equals our menu dot get menu items, because it's food list, and now we're able to read our food list. For we're reading till our food list, food list dot size, and we able to print I plus 1, because we need to order from 1, not from 0. Dot, and we printing our food list dot I dot name. Now we should create our function to get name in food class. Food class name, we should create getter. Like I'm just generating getter. Oh, sorry. Alt insert getter name. String get name, that means you're returning that food name, but not price and so on. Basically, we should add also price, getter for price and quantity, for example. And now we have our functionality for get price and quantity. Get price. Get price and line. Oh, sorry, not get price and get name first and then food list dot I dot get price dot euro, and we just printing our menu. Instead of just testing like this, as in our case, you're able to create other functions inside it. Visitor, in menu, in other places, but you need to think that in which place you should add those functions. Now we just printing simple flow of our software. Like, hi Susie, I need menu. Here we are, menu, would like to offer steak, salmon. And as a user, you're able to pick any, like in or cout. For example, you say that int input equals 0, and then you say that sin input. Here we say that cout pick your main course. Pick your main course and line. And when you picked that main course, then you just cout food list dot I. If you not I, sorry, input. And when you're picking input, you should -1 because you see the 1, 2, but it starts from 0, that -1. And line, of course, you should print something, but not object. An object has name, price, and quantity. Your good choice, or just choice. You picked best, for example, name in our restaurant. Just some text. And you just picking, for example, pick your main course, salmon. Good choice, you picked best salmon in our restaurant. Or instead of name, able to print any stuff. And you should just try to think what you need to make that in real world situations, like you need to order something and just what you need to order, how and so on. And yeah, in each class you're able to append more functions. Basic structure, basically it's person, it's employee, and there is some food, there is some menu, there is waitress as employee, there is person as a visitor. And basically here it's implementation of employee. And instead of implementing all code inside main, you able visitor to move out those menu. Visitor ask for menu, or you able to just create separate function inside your visitor class. Ask for menu. We already has that. Yeah, you're able to move some logic outside here. Visitor ask for menu. Maybe it's okay. Menu returning, and we passing menu. Like order, void order, and we passing our menu. It's yellow. No, it's not yellow. Yeah, here as you see, we of course have some. Is offer is useless because it's always false. We able to pass, for example, bool offer now. Instead of passing this, you will pass your logic from outside. And now it's not yellow because we print if offering now we doing something here or else we doing other stuff. And when we ordering, we should pass menu and is offer now. Like we asking for menu and later we just as a visitor ordering and passing menu and true order now is offer now. Sorry, it's yeah. We're able to fix those namings, but hi, here would like to say which drinks you would like to offer. If we say offer later, false, our program working different way. Hi, steak, pick your main course. Maybe maybe it's different. We should make different way. Like it's here it's ordering now, or if false, doing different. We waiting for order, for example. Because now it's a bit strange, but it works because it's different way thinking in our case. Because we are looking here, but not asking for. But in real world, maybe we should fix it here. We passing false. Oh, yeah, we should fix it places. And if offer now we're printing and picking main courses, take yeah, the same text, it's okay for our case. And say here, okay, take your time. Just try to make like this. And of course able to make sin, like first time, or just I'm testing for a moment. Hi Susie, I need menu, here you have menu. Okay, take your time. Or if you say that true, the next step will be take your offer now. Here we picking steak and say that good choice, you picked the best steak in our restaurant.